remembered what I promised you I would do before I came back this week. Clean out my closet. I did that this morning.
All right.
It is so cool to see the floor in my closet. I promised you that we get started on our series about fire. God's fire! Okay? How can I not? I have a husband who paints flames on everything. Right? But, so I thought, well, where do you want to go first, Lord, with this? And, because the fire of God has so many different images and symbols and meanings and seasons in our life. And sometimes God showed up as fire in the burning bush. Or God would lead the people with fire so they could see, because they hadn't had light bulbs yet. And then you read a lot of times about the fire that cleanses and refines, right? And when people make metal things, they have to put the metal in the fire, and they pound it, and they put it in the fire, and they pound it, right? So you can see how fire does so much. Fire can destroy, or fire can create in those ways, all right? And so we'll start with the fire that cleanses. Because remember, I was going to clean out my closet. And I said that anything that I have had for many years, I would throw away, whether I can still wear it or not. And you find this hard to believe, but in high school, I was bigger than I am now. So people are like, oh, you've always been small. No, I haven't. Ask my husband. He still laughs at my pudgy cheeks, that picture of me at my high school graduation.
I'm not saying a word.
He has seen me go up and down, all in the same year. That was a crazy year. Anyway, and so I clean out my closet, and I'm praying, asking the Lord, what's all this mean? And I'm finding stuff in my closet that's old, like old stuff. So I brought it with me. So that's all that I'm not even keeping all that. I just have to keep it long enough to show you. But what God's going to show us today is the part of the fire that cleanses the old. Because some of us are stuck in the past. Now, this is the trash. We're taking out the trash. So we're going to stay on the trash for a minute. Because I'm going to whet your appetite with a few things in my box here. Let's see. All right. A couple years ago, I left my job to go back to college. Because God said, if you want to go forward, if you want to see what your next chapter is, you're going to have to leave that. Well, I had been at that job for 14 years, the same nursing home. It was easy there. It was so easy. I knew everybody. If I had a new patient, I already knew their history because I had seen them just probably 6 months prior or 6 years prior. I knew this place. So I pulled this out. This was the thank you card wishing me well when I left. And so I pulled that out to encourage those of you who are thinking that there's a new season coming. If you don't leave the old, you can't have the new. So I left the old. I said, I'm out of here. So this was just one example. There's so many of you that God's getting ready to do something new, but you can't have your hands in both worlds. And it's like, wow. So that brings up another one. This is my first college diploma from Medical College of Ohio when it was a Medical College of Ohio, not the Medical University of Ohio or the University of Toledo Medical Campus, whatever it is. And so I was looking at this. These are my old transcripts as a physical therapist. And God says, but I want you to go back to school to be a counselor. See, He even took me out of my old comfort zone and said, you're not going to expand on what you know. You're going to start fresh. And so some of you rest in your education. That's where you get stuck in what you know, what you've been trained. And you're like, that's who I am. That's not who you are. I had to leave my comfort zone into a world I knew nothing about, and probably more naive than most of my classmates. Because I grew up a sheltered, suburban, middle-class white girl. I didn't know a whole lot about mental health. So at least it opened my eyes to be able to help people. So I had to leave and let this burn up because I wasn't entering this next phase of my life as a physical therapist. So those are two examples. But I promised you a message about fire. So let's go into the scripture about fire. It'll be the Genesis one. We're going to just the surface of a man named Abraham. Because as I was praying this week and going, okay, just give me an example of old to new and that kind of thing. And so he says, well, Abraham, if nothing else, just the very fact that God said, leave this and go. He didn't tell him where he was going. He just said, leave this and go. That's where we are right now. That's where you are. God is getting ready to send you somewhere, but he's not going to tell you where, but he is going to tell you to leave where you are. Well, that's a leap of faith right there, isn't it? Amen? So let's look at Genesis 12. The Lord said to Abram, his name wasn't Abraham yet, it was just Abram, go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land I will show you. Right there. He has to leave everything he knows. Some of you have left your land. Bob and I uprooted when I was in college in the 80s. And now this is our land. We've been here longer than we were in the old land. Finally, we hit that mark. 18 years there, 25 years here. So we officially are in this land now. But God said, leave your land. How many of you right now, if God said, leave what you know, let me burn that off so I can show you. Has he shown him yet? No, he just says, leave it, and I will show you. That's a leap of faith. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. So Abram went. That's the obedience part. He went. He didn't question, where am I going? There was no GPS. He said, go. Leave. He didn't even say, Abraham, come here, because then he would know where God was, right? He didn't say, Abram, come. He said, Abram, go. As in, go. And Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when he set out from Haran. He took his wife Sarai, his nephew Lot, and all the possessions they had accumulated and the people they had acquired in Haran, and they set out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. They made it. So where's God sending you? What's the next chapter in your life? What is it that needs to be burnt off so that God can take you to a new place? And will you just simply go? Even if you don't really know where you're landing. I've had some of those seasons in my life where God says, quit your job. But what will I do, Lord? I didn't tell you that yet. I said, quit your job. And back then, I was stupid enough to quit my job. And God met me there. So as you're thinking and these things pop in your mind like, oh, I couldn't leave that. Everything I am is back there. I was digging through my closet and I'm like, wow, so many things that I thought I was. If I still lived and walked in that, I wouldn't be here. We think back. Now here's the shocker today. Here's the twist. Some of you are stuck in the past. I got news for you. Watching him do a 40th reunion concert at the Super Bowl he's not in Rolling Stones, is he? Okay, but anyway, watching old wrinkly men rock it out at 75 years old is not my idea of a good time. Some of you are so stuck in the old that God can't do a thing in your life. But it's not just, remember we say your failure doesn't define you. Don't worry about your past failures, your past mistakes. Well, here's the new one. Your past success cannot carry you into the future. What you accomplished back there, you cannot rest in that for here. And so I have a challenge for those of you who want all of God from today on, and here's what the word is. Leave it. Leave what you know. Leave your trophies behind. Leave your accomplishments behind. Because you're going to be known for something else, completely different. So I have another example for you. 1985. I know, half of you weren't born yet. I am really as old as I say I am. Okay, Oh, this is crooked. There. It's all twisted. I was so hung up, and I guess maybe the Lord wants me to burn this for the longest time. When I was in high school, I identified myself by how hard I worked. Which is why it was really hard for Bob and I when we couldn't have kids, because I thought I should be able to control having children. And God said, oh no, you can't. I said, dogs make babies. He says, yeah, but you ain't, until I say so. But in the 80s, I was quite disciplined. You think I'm crazy now. And I had a little issue with my weight, as I mentioned. And so in my attempt to be your traditional anorexic, to take control of my life and to show my father that he couldn't control every aspect of me, I lost a lot of weight. And then our high school was having a bodybuilding contest, like it did every year. But this year it opted to vote in a girls' competition. So I said, I'm in. I won the competition. So in 1985, I was Miss Jackson. 1985, bodybuilder, poser. And what really made me mad was in the yearbook that year, they had pictures of first, second, and third place men's competition. No pictures of the girls. So I still have no proof that I was. My husband knew me then, so all I need to know is he knew what I looked like back then in 1985 as a bodybuilder. So all I have left is this trophy. But see, for the longest time I was stuck in that, like, man, I wish I had a picture. Man, I just wish I could show people. See, I'm stuck in I'm stuck in that. And God says, that's not who you are now. Nor can that success do anything for you now. So I have to let this old thing die. I have to burn it. Funny, they never did find pictures. So this year is my 25th anniversary, or 25th class reunion. And I even got on the Facebook page for my 25th, and I said, anybody have any pictures of the bodybuilding contest? Who had pictures back then? Who took pictures, you know?